Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen. It is Coach's Corner with my friend and the head ball coach of the Austintown Fitch Falcons, Mr. TJ Parker. What's up, TJ?
How you doing, man?
Living the dream, dude. Second
Always.
time this week we get to hang out. I'm excited.
That's right. Okay.
First time was Monday after bedtime.
You got me stuck. I mean, I thought it was morning time, but yeah, you switched it up on me.
All right, so let's start there. I text you, and you were so gracious to come back immediately, like as you always do with my text. I feel like I'm a priority in your life, which I appreciate. And I said, hey, would you like to be part of this? Yes, awesome. What time? I said, 9:10.
Yes.
Completely forgot to put PM in there. I text you at 10 o'clock, and I'm like, hey, are you still good for tonight? You're running late. And I was like, oh, crap. He thinks that it's like 9:10 a.m. Then we get to 9:10 p.m., and I'm like, hey, you coming?
It's your turn now. Yeah.
So you're putting the kids to bed, as we all do. You get stuck, and then you, again, so graciously make time, and I know you're dead tired, just exhausted.
It's part of it, right?
In your beautiful home, by the way, Mrs. Parker, beautiful home. And you do as only you can do, and you make the best of it, and you talk mad smack about everybody else's backgrounds, which I appreciate.
It was awesome, man.
The Sean Guerrero the background was the
Poster
best.
of himself. It's awesome.
For you, as most people probably don't know, what is it like at night? Because you get home what time usually?
You know what? We're fortunate enough that we have a built-in lifting during the day, and that's really big for us. So we get film and lift actually during school hours, last period of the day, and then we go right into practice. You know, I would say on average, we get done with practice. We're on the field at 2:50. We're out of there about 5:15. Probably hang around till 6. Some nights a little bit later. But then like the third job starts, and that's like
Big Daddy.
Got to go to soccer practice or pick them up or pick the kids up here, or I'm getting the kids dropped off. So yeah, I bet roughly when need be, sometimes sooner, sometimes later, but 6:30.
So you time begins when?
Oh man, honestly,
Yeah.
about
December?
5:45 every morning
Oh
till about 7:15 when the first period teacher report starts. Yeah. I mean, you know, I got usually there's the kid time, and then you have wifey time after that,
Yep.
and then go to bed, and then get up at like 5:45. And I mean, it's nice in the morning. You know what I mean? That's what I was saying. Like, I miss when I was going to Westminster. You had that drive. That drive was like good 35 minutes.
Yep.
You got to decompress a lot, like going to practice and then coming home from practice. I don't get that anymore. I'm 3 minutes away from my house and on to the next move. But I had a lot less kids when I was at Westminster than I do now, so it's like it's hectic. But that's the way life should be, a roller coaster.
Speaking of roller coasters, it's been a roller coaster year. You guys qualified for the playoffs after a nice win over Harding to finish out the year. Talk to me about what you saw in Week 10 that really spoke to you and said, hey, I think we're ready.
Well, I never think we're ready, but in Week 10 versus Harding, they came out, you know, like it was a rivalry game, like they had something to prove.
They meaning
Harding.
Harding, okay.
Harding.
Gotcha.
Yeah, they were flying around. I apologize. They were flying around. I mean, early. Things were going their way, but it was because they were making things go their way. And I just thought we were sat back and just kind of let it happen, a lot of it. And we were shell-shocked. I don't think we were ready to play. I don't know what it was about that night. Like, usually our guys are up and ready, and it just didn't happen. And then as things got going, we just couldn't get out of the funk. It was a helpless feeling. And then going into halftime, it was you know, things need addressed right now. And got into the kids, I think more than we've ever had in our 4 years here. And kind of lit a fire under them, and, you know, just basically challenged them to who they want to be. And they came out in the second half and played very, very hard, played passionate football, and then played sound and smart. I mean, we still made our mistakes, but we made our mistakes playing very hard. And, I think when you have, like you're talking about roller coasters, you have those ebbs and flows during every game. But, the coaching point is we're playing flat. We came out flat. We're getting our butts kicked. They're beating us in every aspect of the game, speed, physicality, all of that. And then you have fighters on your team who never quit, who never give up. They score their second touchdown to go up what should be 14-0 before half. And we got kids giving effort on field goal block when they could sit there and pout, extra point block, I should say, and they go and block one. And then that makes it 13-0 and not 14-0. And then, the second half, you score 2 touchdowns and you punch 2 kicks in. In that game, we ended up having 3 blocks. And then you add that we didn't actually block punts, but we hit them for losses on a punt block team. It changed the game and obviously won us the game. So just proud of individuals that never quit, leaders that never quit, that kept fighting, and then, them coming out in the second half and keeping us in striking distance, and then the way we responded when we were challenged in the second half. But I hope I don't have to do that again the rest of the way. Otherwise, playoff football, we're going to get our butts kicked.
So you and I kind of talked a little bit. I feel like, and you can tell me if I'm wrong, it always happens to Fitch. Always, like, everybody else lined up. They know where they're playing. They know who they're playing. They know, like, going into basically Saturday morning. You guys didn't really know until Sunday, Monday? Tuesday? Like you, how is that? I mean, as a coach, you're unsettled already, right? You're in that dogfight, that rock fight on a Friday night, and then they're telling you, hey, we don't know where we're playing. You have to get your team prepared. They told you you're playing on grass, maybe, then maybe we're playing on turf. Then you're going into a hostile environment. For you, you've got to be able to transmit and to communicate with your team and your coaching staff and obviously the fans. This is a very interesting dynamic that you guys face this week as you go play John Hay at a stadium that's neutral, I guess. I mean, I don't know what you call it.
I think the whole city has 2 fields
Okay.
that they share throughout. So I guess this is not their necessarily first priority field. I think Bump Taylor is the one that they play majority of their home games at. But, like, I think they share Bump Taylor with Glenville.
Okay.
So, like, if they're both home, they go over to Collinwood, like vice versa. A lot of the Senate League plays there. So, in terms of that, like, I guess that's where I lean on, my AD and Russell Hauser, like, does a great job. And honestly, you just got to take it all in and just kind of compartmentalize it, like, because all that stuff just then becomes a distraction.
Yeah.
Like, the truth is, we got to play John Hay. And to go to the next round, we got to play him anywhere at any time. And whatever they tell us to go, that's where we got to go. That's the time we got to play. So all the rest of the stuff and everyone worrying, it just basically is a wasted time, you know. But, yeah, Russell and myself, we did a ton of legwork to try to find alternate locations to help John Hay out. Came up with different game plans to, try to satisfy, our fans and our fan base and then our team and make sure our team was put in a good position, and
Was there a wink, wink, nudge, nudge? Hey, why don't you guys come to our place?
there was more than a wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Yeah. We offer that up to them. Our booster club does a great job. Our president, Mark Presley, does a wonderful job with our booster club. And we're fortunate enough to every playoff game, if we're playing away, we have charters rented. And once you put a down payment on those, you can't get rid of them. So, our offer was, we'll send the charters up to you, pick you up, bring you here, take you home, feed you. And, they declined that. And understandable, they want to play at their house, and they deserved it.
Yeah.
They're the higher seed. So we'll be heading there tomorrow, ready to play football.
All right, so there's a little bit of more intrigue on top of that. It's an onion. We're peeling back layers. So there's going to be a watch party at Greenwood Stadium for Austintown Fitch fans that want to come out and support the team that can't make the drive, cheerleaders, the band, everybody's going to be there
they're
celebrating.
all staying home. Yes.
So from your standpoint, obviously safety's number one priority, right? But to know there's this many people supporting you, but you can't materialize it, like how do you guys kind of put it together like a Lego, so to speak? 'Cause that's gonna be weird looking and not seeing fans in your stands.
Yeah, that's the one thing. Like when I don't want to say like you're accustomed to our standard crowds, whatever
Sure.
that may be, give or take, bigger games
Sure.
and smaller games, but you're accustomed to what I would say is like a white noise with the band, with all of that. Like we know, our guys know, we're not leaving the tunnel until we hear the click of the drums to start
Yep.
our fight song. Like removing all that and I'm sure attendance is probably going to be way down. It'll be a very different environment that
COVID-ish.
yeah we're going to have to get used to. Yeah, one way or another, it'll be different. I honestly don't know what to expect, but I expect our kids to be ready and get out of there with a win.
All right, so let's talk about the preparation for this game. For you, how does preparation change? Does it change from regular season to postseason? Is this something like, you guys have played a gauntlet of a schedule the entire year. I don't know. I feel like you've been playing for the playoffs the entire year as opposed to just ramping up now. I mean, for you, does preparation change? Do any of your things that you're used to and accustomed to change?
I think by this time now, like you should be, the knives that you have to use should be sharpened. Especially with a lot of things you do, like exactly who you are, what you're good at. Then there's like game plan tweaks and ways you want to attack them and adjustments. So all that remains the same. It's just it should be a more focused, quicker like practices than you're used to mid-season because, whether it's punt, like you do punt in the summer, and then you line up week 1, and then there's some adjustments that need to be 2, 3, 4. Well, now here we are. This is week 11, and we've been doing punt for 16 weeks. Like it's time. Like it's not changing, and we should know what we should do versus any look, and that speaks to multiple things. But now we're really settled in. So when we're in those periods should go much faster and much smoother. But then you should have that sense of, we talked about it tonight. Like this could be the last time I put on the helmet.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of other sports, playing softball. There's a lot of other sports you can play as a kid and then line up and play again. Like this could be, for a lot of guys, the last opportunity they have to put on the helmet. So, keep that in mind. We don't want this to be our last Monday practice, last Tuesday practice, last inside run, last goal line, last 7, like all of that. Moving forward. So, you try to keep it the same, but no matter what, it's not the same. It's playoff football, and we have to embrace it and then use it to our advantage.
X's and O's, what's John Hay have? How are you going to compete?
Yeah, I mean, they're a team who's obviously earned a good seed in our region, which is a very good region. They have athletes all over the field. They run a gun version of the wing tee, multiple wings, use misdirection and counters, and then they'll try to take their shots on the outside. Got a very athletic quarterback. And then you flip it over on the other side of the football, it's a team that'll challenge you. I think they know exactly who they are. Their head coach is a Boardman grad. He's got those guys pretty organized, but they're going to play downhill. They're going to attack you in the box. They're going to send heat, and they're comfortable leaving their guys on islands on the outside one-on-one. So it'll be a game where we're being challenged consistently, and we got to respond.
Percentage-wise, where are we health-wise going into tomorrow's matchup?
Outside of guys who are out for the season
Yeah.
and been out for the season, I think we're honestly as healthy as we ever been going into a game.
Best news you can ask for.
I mean, our freshman running back, DeAndre Richard, he's actually out this game. That's one. He got injured last game versus Harding. But, yeah, he'll be out this game. And if when we move forward, when we should move forward, we hope he returns. And then, other guys they're just out for the season and won't return. So I would say we're as healthy as we've been in a long time.
Week 11, that's all you can ask for,
Yes.
Coach.
No
All
doubt.
right, you ready for this? Little rock, paper, scissors action. All right, so the rules, if you're keeping score at home, is we're going to play 5 rounds no matter what of rock, paper, scissors. If Coach wins, he gets to ask me any question he wants. Nothing is off limits. Well, maybe some things. And the reverse is the same for me, only I'm used to asking you questions. So it's a little bit.
Okay.
Usually there's kids here. We can have them ask you a question. We'll figure it out. All right, you ready? Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Yes.
Ready? Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. All right, there's one.
Oh, is this best of 3? Oh,
No, this
we
is just
keep
one.
asking
Yeah.
questions.
So
Okay.
5 rounds no matter what. All right.
Your questions are very in-depth.
Nope.
But go ahead.
This is okay. So don't have to be football questions. I guess the better question? I'll start with this one. How did you meet your wife, and what was the pickup line that you used?
My wife is actually my younger sister's best friend. So my sister and my wife were seniors when I was a freshman. Or vice versa, I'm sorry. I was a senior when they were freshmen. So, my wife was at the house, but she was a freshman, I was a senior. And then graduated college, and she was around, and then actually got together at my mom's 50th birthday party. That was like the first time we actually talked and had a conversation, a serious, conversation. And then, yeah, we've been together since that time. So, yeah, meeting, oh, man, when we were young, and my sister, I think Shelby's been around for, a long, long time.
Did you like each other when you were younger, or were you kind of like the flirty / like, get away from me?
No, people say, Fitch was such a big school
that,
it was like seniors hung out with the seniors
right.
and the freshmen. So, no, they were just crazy freshman girls, and we're like, oh, okay. Yeah, we did not like her, didn't overly like her.
It's a good answer.
Yeah.
Good answer. All right, you ready? Round 2.
Yes.
Here we go.
All
Ready?
right.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Dang.
Okay. I thought you'd change it up, but all right. All right. All right, I'm going to ask you a tough one.
Okay.
What is your biggest moment with the YSN company?
Wow. We still haven't had, I don't think that we did it, like that sense of accomplishment yet. I'm still searching for that. But when people recognize, actually, no, I'll give you, honest to God, what I thought was we are legit. What happened on Monday night when I asked 21 coaches over the course of less than 48 hours to come on to a show in the evening, give up their time, expecting 13 of them to say no, and we go to the next 13, and 21 out of 21 coaches said yes, and we're jumping at the opportunity. We had a 20-car pileup. 20-car pileup in the room, with them trying to listen to each other and wanted to be on YSN. I think what makes me so proud is that people see this as an actual reliable sports news source. And we take a lot of heat for being pro Fitch or pro any of our teams, but for us, we want the best for you. We're fans of you. We wouldn't come out here and talk to the kids if we weren't fans. So Monday night was a real eye-opening moment for me.
Wow, okay.
Like you, you can count the wins and you can count the moments, but at the end of the season, you get to reflect on them. I've had 7 years that I've never really been able to reflect. I've never been able to walk away from YSN and go, look what we did,
right.
Because by the time we're done with football, we're full tilt in basketball and stuff like that. So someday, I know we're taking a vacation next December that I'm really looking forward to, to be able to go, oh my gosh, look what we did. Because I'm going completely hands off. My first ever off day in 3 years is this Tuesday on Halloween. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to it. But I know I'm going to miss it.
Yeah.
So, sorry, long answer to A really, really good question. All right, round 3. Ready?
Okay. Yeah.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Dang it! Got him. You get one more. All right. It's a tough one.
Just hard being in that seat, isn't it?
Yeah. Got to ask a good one. Man, oh, man.
Open book. Open book.
Okay.
All right.
I'm thinking. I really do want to ask something about softball.
Go
in
ahead.
Our days
You're
playing
allowed to.
softball.
You're
No,
allowed
I
to.
just can't think of a really creative question. But you know what? We'll end it on the question that you asked me. That you asked me before. That you said you were going to ask. If you had 3 wishes, you got the genie
You
bottle.
son of a gun.
And you had 3 wishes. I've been thinking about that, and I really wanted a good answer for that. But you get 3 wishes. What would your 3 be?
First off, I'm kicking it back to you for that. First wish is
Don't say more wishes. I'm eliminating
Dang
that.
it.
That's a cheese one.
first wish for me is going to be health and happiness of my family.
Yes, that was mine.
Yep.
Yes.
Like I don't care
So
what
I'm
it is.
I'm taking that one
okay.
from you.
Okay. So we're gonna eliminate that. So we each
Yes.
got 2 left. I want $100 million.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm going unlimited.
Just to play. Yeah. I mean,
100
unlimited's
million.
cheesy.
Yeah, but unlimited is
Yeah.
yes.
And then the third one, I think I would ask for, or I would, man, like you sit there and all these genie shows that you see growing up, you're like, you want to live forever, but then.
But then it's not a good thing.
Yeah,
You watch
it's terrible.
everyone die.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think I would go with. Dang it, man! That's a good question.
I was thinking, and I think mine would be like probably time travel.
Oh,
Having the
wow.
ability to go back
Like
to
time
any-
travel, like legit, like Avengers, or time travel like Back to the Future, where you can break up the time continuum.
Yeah. I wouldn't care so much about breaking up the time continuum, but to go back and
That would be a great one.
be those moments and relive those moments and
What would be one moment that you'd want to go back to right now?
hey, you didn't win rock paper scissors to
just
ask this
saying.
question, man. What would be one moment?
I'll go.
I would probably say I can't even remember like a specific moment, but I bet outside of big moments like my kids being born
Yeah.
and my wedding day, like I bet like when I was really, really young, probably like a Christmas day, like going house to house, or like from a Christmas weekend, like Christmas Eve over
Yeah.
my mom's side to everybody's there, everybody's having that would probably be things you want to see like outside of all the selfish personal things in your life.
I always loved sports, but I became obsessed with sports when I was in 6th grade in Little League, and I hit a walk-off grand slam against Springfield. And you're probably not familiar with East Palestine Park, but there's like a field down below, and my parents always sat up here with my sister. And at that point, it was my parents and my aunt and uncle. And I remember going around second base and looking up into that hill that they were sitting on, and just seeing them
Go crazy.
so excited, because I was that kid that I'd go out and I'd hit the tire swing, you know what I mean, for the strength at 12 years old, when you don't have any muscle, and rounding third and heading for home and seeing, because my dad didn't like sports. My dad didn't even come to most of my games, but he was there that moment. He and my mom and my sister even were just going bananas. I crossed home plate, and it was like my life changed that moment because I became obsessed with sports. And I knew baseball was a vehicle to get me there, to where I wanted to go, ultimately right here where we're sitting. But that was I would go back to that moment and try to just bottle it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's plenty of those. That's why I said you think those moments throughout your life, but like time travel to relive
That's a
them.
great
and
one.
Watch it again would be pretty
Time
cool.
travel. I'm going to go 88 on the way home and try to see if we can crank it up. That is TJ. I am DJ. This has been the Austintown Fitch Coach's Corner. Coach, good luck to you, man.
Yeah,
We'll
thank
see
you,
you
man.
next week.
Yeah.